I am Mgr Joselito Asis. I am a diocesan priest from the Philippines. And at present, I'm the chaplain to the Filipino Catholics here in the Archdiocese of Melbourne. But I am working under the direction of the Scalabrinian Fathers, whose charism is to take care of the migrant communities. So I am presently based here in St. Bridget's Church in North Fitzroy. I was born in the Philippines. They called it in the Bicol region in this southern part of Luzon. That's the Big Island. And I belong to a big family. We're seven, and I'm the third of the seven, and we are with two boys and five girls. And I studied there with my primary, secondary, and after my secondary, I entered immediately to the seminary, in the regional seminary, and took my college degree on philosophy and theology. And in 1987, I was ordained as a priest in the diocese. By diocese belongs to Diocese of Daet, Camarines Norte, and the Philippines. I was working with the Bishops' Conference in the Philippines as the Secretary General over there. But when I finished my assignment there, I proposed to my bishop that since most of my pastoral works is with with office or working in the office, I want to have a pastoral exposure. And thanks, because the Scalabrinian Fathers work with a conference under they are the one in charge of the migrants and migrants desk or office in the conference. So I got the connection with them, and I told them if they need a chaplain or a Filipino missionary that can work in their in countries where available for Filipino communities. And at a time they are looking for a Filipino chaplain for Melbourne. So it's very timely. So before I go back to my diocese to have the assignment in the Philippines, but I applied for this position, and they accepted me. And in 2014, actually, 2014, I started as the chaplain to the Filipinos here in the Archdiocese of Melbourne. For the language, I think there is it's not so a problem for me, because English is the second language in the Philippines, practically the primary language in the Philippines. And besides, I have to work more among the Filipinos. So culturally and language, there is no great challenge to work for this, but to adapt to a new culture, that's a different thing. And thanks to those Filipino priests also have been working here, very, very helpful that they orient me what's the culture. And before leaving the Philippines, we have a sort of also orientation of what we will be facing. And a great challenge that I have really experienced, particularly working here in Australia, is that in the Philippines, the priest is always treated like a king. The respect of the people is really so great. And I was also assigned in the parish in the Philippines as a parish priest. I have a lot of volunteers, people who are willing to work with me. Uh, in the household, all they're taking care, even preparing, cleaning the church, preparing for the mass. Everything is taken care of many lay volunteers. But here it's very different. Here, I learned personally that I have to do it by myself. So that idea of treated like a king in my country is so different. Here, I have to do everything. I have to, for example, I have a driver in the Philippines. You know, whenever I go in the in the villages or remote places, I have a driver and some people coming with me. But here, I have to do it myself, even to prepare the mass, to open the church, to close the church, even to clean the church, and even to clean my own room in the presbytery. I have to do it. So it helps me a lot. It helps me a lot. It gives me the sense of also to serve people, not to be served by people. The idea of Jesus that he came not to be served but to serve. We have a sort of gathering at least once or twice a year that we gather together, particularly those who have been here for a many long time, already incarnated here in Australia, working already, and it's very helpful that they share their experience, particularly a sort of giving orientation to those new ones. Just a good reminder, and I hope this could also be done by other priests from their coming from the same nation to gather together and then share the experience. And if this tradition would continue, be very helpful to the newcomers, to the new priests who will be working in this place. So whenever we gather, it's also very advisable that every diocesan gathering of all the clergy, one has to attend. I try my best to always be present and attend all the gatherings of the priests, conferences, retreats, because these are the opportunities that we learn from each other. We learn from each other. My situation here in my parish is very different because, as I've said, I work with the Scalibrinian fathers. Practically, in our presbytery, in our place, we are 5 priests. You know? 5 priests from different nationalities, and we take care of our own people. So this is for me a very good example of giving support to each other, because we share the same sentiments, we share the same charism, we share the same work, and we have always time to share one another and to support one another. So because I live in a community, for a priest who is living alone, that's very difficult. And way back to my country, thanks also to modern technology, because almost every day I can always communicate with them, and as they also need my support, particularly the family, and the family always support me through the social media. This is the one we get support, and of course the communities here is very supportive to the priest, very pastorally, even financially, emotionally. So they are there. So this is where we get support to one another. reaching out to each migrant chaplains or communities whenever they have some some issues or some problems. They come to me and resolve them. So this is one one of the sort of a big role, a challenge also at the same time. And I was also delegated by the Archbishop to do some pastoral visitation to the communities. So almost every year, at least five communities I visit. It is really, I learn from them, and the community also feel that they are part of the archdiocese. That the archdiocese also taking care of them. So this is my experience. It's very let's say big responsibility, but it's very consoling also. I think the descending diocese from country must always prepare for the priest for this the work, and also yeah, I think they must the new priest or coming must also know the laws, particularly the laws enforced in that country. You have to respect the law in their country, and don't insist that you bring your own your frame of mind from your country. Then the priest must always be open-minded, and I think the key here is must open their mind for new learnings. I think this is because among some of our priests think that we know everything, and this is because we were trained in the seminary like that. We have all the solutions for everything, but when you come to other country and other culture, you must empty yourself and let yourself be filled with new learnings in that new environments. I think that's my my advice to those who wish to work in any country other than their own country. Based on my experience, still there are some priests locally or in Australia that sometimes they are not so hospitable or not so welcoming, particularly to the migrant communities. I think we should change our minds. We have to admit that Australia, particularly Catholics in Australia, is now becoming colorful or more multicultural. We have to accept that. So we have to develop that mutual hospitality. We have to accept the truth of that, and it will give a good benefit to the parish. If you welcome everybody, like Pope Francis is saying, the inclusive community, welcome, everybody's welcome in this church. Later on, you will see how they work together, participate actively in the parish, and these are the people who will support the parish, and these are the people who would continue to make our church alive. So I think the parish is still a home and should characterize as a welcoming home to everybody.